Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of BrushPile Fishing. It's mid-April. It's about 30 degrees this morning. They say it's going to warm up, but we'll see. But we're going to get some pre-spawn crappie here on my home lake of Grand Lake. I've got a special guest today, my fishing partner, Tom Peterson. We have fished together tournaments, pleasure for many, many years. So it's always great any chance I get to fish with him. So you stay tuned. We'll be right back with BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing here at Grand Lake St. Mary's in beautiful Ohio. Tom, how we doing?
Doing great, doing great.
I'll tell you what, me and you've been fishing a couple weeks now. It's cold today, mid-April, but we're going after those pre-spawn fish.
We are. The area we're fishing actually has a little bit of deeper water, but there's some shallow flats, and those shallow flats warm up. When they warm up, those fish will go, and I mean shallow, they'll be in 10 inches of water. We'll start off deeper in a 3-foot area, but you'll see we'll probably move right up, set the corks at 8-10 inches. If it gets warm enough, they'll be there.
And you know, me and you's the same. I mean, we love fishing aluminum, but early spring, we always like to concentrate on the wood.
And there's a lot of wood back there. It's a little like cul-de-sac, a lot of down timber in there. It's been there for years. And those fish, they know where to go. And it's in a shallow area. But those trees are so big and long, they hang out into a little bit of deeper water to where, like I said, this cold front that's come in, if they are moved out, we'll get them deeper, but it's time. They want to get up in the shallow so they can start to spawn. And that's where we're going to concentrate as the day moves on.
All right, buddy, you ready to get them?
I am.
Here we go, folks. There we go.
Right off the bat.
That did not take long. Got him lassoed and in the mouth. Hold still.
Oh, I just missed one. Right out front here.
Here at my home lake, Grand Lake St. Mary's. That is a good keeper fish to get going. About 10.5-inch fish. We should catch all blacks today, maybe a white here and there, but mainly all black crappie here. We're in the pre-spawn with my good friend Tom Peterson. Tom is my fishing partner, and we're out on our home lake today, going to try to get some of these Grand Lake crappie. We talked about this as pre-spawn. We're about middle of April here in Grand Lake St. Mary's in Ohio, and water temperature coming out this morning was 48 degrees. So, Tom, I know me and you went last week, and we actually had some 54-degree water, and
We've had a lot of rain, a lot of high winds lately. Everything's churned up. It's pretty dirty water, but these fish, they know what they want to do. They're waiting on the water temp, and we're going to catch them out here at 3 foot deep all the way up to 10 inches. It's just when the sun comes up and the water warms a little bit, we'll be moving too.
Yep, and there it hit you again.
Hit me again.
We're fishing all shallow water. Of course, Grand Lake, if you've ever seen the shows we've done on this lake before, folks, it's about 6 foot deep all the way across. There's no drops or ledges. This thing was built in the 1800s to support the canal system, to take goods from Cincinnati, the Ohio River, all the way up to Michigan. So everything is shallow. We're fishing, starting out about 2 foot deep this morning, somewhere around there. And we're in probably 3 foot of water right now. Even at 48 degrees, those fish are in shallow. And if we can get some sun, it's going to push them right up on the bank, and we'll actually move a lot closer.
We're fishing this big laydown. They'll hold tight to that, but there is a big flat up here. And that flat, when they move into that flat, it's just open water, and that's when it gets really fun. You can just cast the open water, and those fish are just waiting to get up in that real shallow on that flat. It's a lot fun to fish that because there's a lot less hang-ups.
Well, and here lately, when they hit this thing, they hammer it too.
They do.
That cork just disappears in an instant.
And it seems like out here in the deeper water, you got the females that are staging. The males are predominantly up closer, and but when you get up toward that flat, you get a mix of both.
There we go. Oh, that's a good fish. Yes.
Get him out of that wood, huh?
Oh, that is a good fish, Tom.
Yep, that's a nice one.
Oh, get him,
female.
big boy. Whew. I've got the pink and chartreuse slim stick on, and that thing, both fish I've caught have absolutely hammered it. Big, thick across the back, and again, another big black crappie.
Don't go away.
Oh.
More brush pile fishing action is on the way. Brush Pile Fishing is brought to you by these outstanding sponsors. B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. War Eagle, built for hunters who love to fish. Suzuki, the ultimate 4-stroke outboard. Slime Line, catch the fever. Bonehead Tackle, most durable crappie plastics in the industry. Mossback Fish Habitat, cornfield crappie gear, quality products built in the USA.
Folks, if you just can't get enough crappie fishing, make sure you check out our Brush Pile Fishing Facebook page, our website with all the shows complete to watch, and also our new podcast on iHeartRadio. Folks, I'm using the pink and chartreuse slim stick, and I'm putting these crappie magnet slab bites on there. These things stay on the hook real good, put off that scent, gives a little extra color. I've got the chartreuse on today, and those first two fish have absolutely hammered it, so I'm gonna stick with it.
We'll have to let that calm down a second, but
Right.
those females come in and out of that. There's a good one. Oh yeah.
That one come on that blue.
Come off that blue and that pearl. Oh, there's a swing and a miss.
How in the heck did I miss that?
I didn't miss mine.
Oh, there's another dandy fish. Get him in, get him in, get him in. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
That's the one you just missed, Russ.
Shut up, I don't want to hear it. Look at there, folks. I'll get out of the way so you can see that one. And you know, Tom, we talk about being pre-spawn. They're pretty colored up right now, but they're still not dark as they're gonna get here.
They're not.
Like in boneheads?
I do like them. That really emulates our shad right here.
Yes, it does.
That's a good male black crappie right there. I mean, there's no doubt you could stay here all day, but I think just making that move, letting it calm down a minute or two, and coming right back, they just stack right back in there.
Yep. Like you say, we've got no wind and we're in super shallow water.
Yeah.
Actually, a little wind would be nice just to break us up a little bit. There we go. Oh,
get you some of that.
That's a good fish. Oh, my reel line is wrapped. No. I'm in the tree. Oh, I had my line in the tree. It was wrapped around my reel. Another good fish, and they are gorging themselves. Look at there.
More brush pile fishing excitement after a word from our amazing sponsors. Brush Pile Fishing is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Crappie USA, Gill Fishing, I Hole Jigs, Blue Storm Life Jackets, Offshore Tackle, Power Pole, the American Crappie Trail, Driftmaster Rod Holders, Smooth Move Seats, Brush Pile Fishing Online Store, Grand Lake St. Mary's.
Hey folks, welcome back to Brush Pile Fishing. If you just joined us, we're on my home lake, Grand Lake St. Mary's. About the middle of April, getting some of these pre-spawn fish. Started out this morning with water temperatures 48 degrees, and it's warmed up a little bit. I'm with my fishing partner, Tom Peterson, and Tom, me and you have been fishing together a long time. We started out pleasure fishing, then we fished tournaments. Now we're back to pleasure fishing again. How long do you think it's been?
I know it's been to the early 90s, and that's right, but our type of pleasure fishing came with a lot of pain, though. You know that firsthand.
Well, I broke my ankle on your boat.
Yeah, and I remember fishing, I remember 2 tournaments, back-to-back, you know, Saturday, Sunday tournaments in a wheelchair on the front of your boat.
Yep.
Getting a little older now, the healing time takes a little longer, so
we got to make sure we don't get injured anymore.
We don't get injured anymore, but there's been a lot of times that we fish, and I like to knock some of your big fish off your rod.
And yes, folks, it is intentional too. There's a couple of them's no doubters.
Yeah, but it makes it fun, and I like pleasure fishing a lot more than tournament fishing anymore.
These are all these underwater branches. We're just kind of dipping in them now. There we go.
Yeah. See, we're on this shallow flat, and it is very, very shallow.
Yep, and we're still getting some of these fish. On the big trees, we're kind of casting or flipping up and working it back. With all these branches underwater here, we're just vertical jigging with these corks. Fishing all wood this morning. Laydowns and some brush piles.
Here's a brush pile fishing tip.
Folks, I hope you're enjoying today's show. And you know, earlier I talked about, if you've seen the shows we've done on St. Mary's before, you know I love fishing in aluminum lifts. But everyone has a different way they like to fish this lake. Tom and I are the same. In the spring, as soon as the ice comes off, first thing that we concentrate on is natural wood. Even the wooden docks we don't catch as many fish on, but if you can concentrate on wood, as soon as the ice comes off until probably the end of April, it's good. At the end of April, early May, they'll start moving in on the aluminum lifts, and that's when I really like fishing those. That sun's starting to warm up, that aluminum warms, the water warms, and it seems like they concentrate there. Also during that time, and especially into mid-May, rocks. We have a lot of rocky shorelines, riprap. The fish will go in there, especially evenings after the sun's beat down all day. And the last thing we like to fish, and this is late spring, maybe the first 2 weeks of summer, is the cement walls that people have. For whatever reason, the fish really concentrate on those right before they go into their summer pattern. So that's a little tip that, you know, the way we like to fish things here in the spring on Grand Lake St. Mary's. There we go.
That's a nice fish.
It's a good fish. Oh, cow. Look at there. I had to make a color change. My pink shut off. White's got that, or Tom's got the white and blue sparkle. And I'll tell you what, it has been the color so far. Look at that. It's about a 13.5, 14-inch crappie. Big black. Bonehead getting it done. And this morning they were really tight to the wood. Now we're starting to catch a few more out in the open water off of some of this. And there's still a lot of branches under here you don't see. Folks, if you've never been to St. Mary's, we talked about what it was made for, but it's about 16,000 acres. It's a big lake. But the main lake is no drops, like I say, no ledges or anything. It's just a big bowl. Oh, there you go. Not a bad one. Not bad at all. You're a little darker too than some of the other ones, Tom. There's that last fish Tom caught. Like I say, it's a little bit darker than some of the other ones this morning. The Greater Grand Lake region is not just a great place to catch crappie, it is a fun vacation destination for the whole family. Grand Lake St. Mary's is Ohio's largest inland lake with 13,500 acres. There's plenty of room for boating, fishing, tubing, and skiing. Enjoy bird watching or a picnic along the shores of this beautiful lake. There are more than a dozen restaurants, clubs, and bars with lake access for plenty of good food, fun, and entertainment. Grand Lake St. Mary's also boasts 2 dog parks, 3 lighthouses, 7 marinas, 9 public launch ramps, and numerous campgrounds, cottages, and hotels. While in the area, explore the Armstrong Air and Space Museum, step back in time at historic Fort Recovery, take a ride down memory lane at the Bicycle Museum, appreciate the peace and beauty of the Maria Stein Relic Shrine, or take a stroll along the Miami-Erie Canal. The region also boasts plenty of hiking and biking paths, great restaurants, and fun and unique shopping. To get more information on visiting West Ohio's Greater Grand Lake region, check out seamore.org. What I was talking about earlier, folks, is all your fishing this time of year is going to be done in these channels or coves, and you'll find a lot of trees and then man-made structure like aluminum boat lifts. Like I said, we talked about that earlier. That's one of my favorite to fish. But early spring, we do better on the wood for some reason than we do the aluminum. You also have a lot of rocky shorelines, both in the coves and on the main lake. So those are the areas that you're going to want to concentrate on if you come here during the spring. Oh, here we go. Come here. Folks, that's about 9.5-inch fish, and here in Grand Lake, we've got a 9-inch limit, 30 per day per angler, and that is plenty for anyone, and you're getting some nice fillets off those. Now I don't know. Oh! Oh, there's a good one. Bring him right in there.
That might be the one I missed earlier.
We have caught some dandies here today, folks. Hang on, big boy. There you go, Thomas.
I missed one out there, and you just missed another nice one earlier.
Yes, yes.
The wind's starting to pick up a little bit, and that putting a nice ripple on the water. Don't have to be so quiet anymore. Nice black crappie.
There we go. He's shallow, shallow. He's way up in there. Just starting to darken up. You know, Tom, we've fished several ways for crappie. Spider rig, deep jigging, this, that. But it's still cool watching that little cork just disappear underwater.
Yes, it is.
Man. That's how most of us started, and still love doing it. And right now, early spring, St. Mary's is probably one of the best spots to be here in Ohio.
Let's check in with Russ for the BrushPile Gear Check.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for today's BrushPile Gear Check. Real simple rig we were using. We were fishing shallow waters, these trees. Starting out, Tom was using my nemesis, Sam Heaton. He was using his 11-footer, but I was using my 10.5-foot Russ Bailey Signature Series by B&M. It's a great rod for this. As far as the reel, had a Daiwa reel on, nice little spinning reel, matches up right with the rod. With the, normally I'll go with a 4-pound test when I'm fishing here. I went with a 6 today just because we were in the heavy cover. That's the slime line, and as you can see, it's the high vis. That way I can see everything. This next piece of equipment is critical for what we were doing today. That's called a teardrop float, and you only want one just barely big enough to hold up whatever size jig head you're using. We peg that with a toothpick, and you want to tear off all but a little piece of that toothpick, because if you have the whole thing sticking out and you're fishing a lot of wind, your line will wrap. The good thing about this, you can set your depth just that easy by sliding that right down the line. And we were making a lot of flips and working those jigs back. Well, if you're just casting without that, you're going to get tangled a lot more. Here's another key. We went with a 1/48 ounce jig head. Now, as you notice, this is not painted. Tom and I both like in shallow water. We never use painted jig heads. 48th was dropping super slow, and with this cold front that came in, we really needed that. The jigs of the day, we went with Bonehead, the slim sticks. This is a blue and chartreuse, but the one we caught the most fish off of, we started out with a pink and chartreuse, but we went to one's called a blue ice, and that thing was absolutely dynamite. Most of the fish came to that. The other thing I wanted to mention, we were on the War Eagle Blackhawk today. We had plenty of room. It's a big wide open boat and it's stable. We had winds come in, started getting not rough in here, but we didn't want that boat moving. It stayed stable. We used the power poles on top of that. Awesome combination. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's today's BrushPile Gear Check.
I'm right over top of that brush.
Yeah, you're on that fish.
Yeah, that big nice one.
Is it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Yes, sir. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show here in Grand Lake St. Mary's. It has been cold all morning. Never did warm up. Tom, we don't get to fish as much anymore with the show schedule, but it's always good getting out on the water.
Sure is. Had a lot of fun today. Everybody's healthy. No broken bones this time.
Well,
Caught some big fish, lost some big fish.
You know, we've had several outings on St. Mary's already this spring. We've had some great trips. And for the people at home, it's only going to get better as this water warms up. So folks, Grand Lake St. Mary's, get over here, check it out. I think you'll be glad you did for this springtime fishing. And you stay tuned, because we'll see you next week for Brush Pile Fishing. Oh. Is he over that?
He's over it. I did one of them
There
dumb.
we go, folks. Can he get this one in?
I'll get it.
Look at there. There's the technique for stump jumping by Tom Peterson.